As you get closer to your 65th birthday, Medicare becomes a really hot buzzword and you start thinking about signing up for Medicare. But there's a lot of factors that go into it, like who can sign up, where do you sign up, when do you sign up, and even how do you sign up. So today I'm going to go over all of the parts of signing up for Medicare, whether you're aging in at age 65 or even doing it after age 65 because you continue to work and stay on your group plan. Through which all those different questions answer everything you need to know before you even start the process. Hi, my name is Jamie Banner and I'm the founder of Medicare by Jamie. I'm a licensed insurance agent that works specifically with people enrolling into Medicare to make sure they get all of their Medicare needs met, from original Medicare down to a Medicare supplement or even a Part D plan. Before we get started, if you find the information in this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you give a thumbs up and subscribe, and leave a comment down below with your questions or even answers about signing up for Medicare that you might not have known before you even started the process. So the first big question is going to really be who, and not just who, but when. Those kind of go hand in hand. So most people know when you turn age 65, that's when you first become eligible to enroll in Medicare, original Medicare Parts A and B. So your 65th birthday, more importantly, the month of your 65th birthday is when you first become eligible, because no matter what day of the month your birthday falls on, your Medicare A and B can start the first of that month. The only exception would be if your birthday is on the first of the month, then you revert back to the month before. But for most people, it's the first of the month they turn 65. So if you are no longer working, you're not on a group plan, you have no health insurance, anything like that, 65 is the time you want to sign up for Medicare. And this is known as your initial enrollment period. So essentially, what your initial enrollment period is, it's a 7-month window. It's going to begin 3 months before that month you turn 65, include the month you turn 65, and end 3 months after the month you turn 65. That whole big window is known as your IEP, or your initial enrollment period. So this is when you can first start your Medicare coverage. It's really important to understand this timeline because depending on when you apply for Medicare in this window is when your Part B is going to begin. So if you apply within the 3 months before your birthday, it's going to start the first of your birthday month. If you apply during the month of your birthday, so you kind of missed that open window, it's going to start the month after your birthday. And like I said, it ends 3 months after you turn 65. But if you apply during one of those 3 months, depending on when you can apply is when your Part B is going to start. And it kind of jumps all over the place and gets super confusing. I did another video where I go super in depth in determining what month your Part B starts based on when you apply. And I'm going to link it down below and also right above me. But like I said, for most people, when you turn 65, that's when you first become Medicare eligible. And that's when a lot of people enroll in Medicare because about 10,000 people turn 65 every day. So it's a huge number. But now let's say you turn 65 and you want to keep working. You have no plans on retiring anytime soon. Your employer plan has fantastic benefits or maybe even no premium, or you've got a spouse that's younger than you that's not Medicare eligible, so you need to keep your plan in order to hold on to their plan. You can delay your Medicare enrollment as long as you have active, credible coverage. So as long as you are continuing to work, active employment, and you're receiving your benefits through either your or your spouse employer, you can stay on that and delay your Medicare enrollment without a penalty. When you do decide to retire or your spouse retires, you can elect for what's called an SEP, which is a Special Enrollment Period. So this is when you can start your Part B right as your group coverage ends and not have a giant gap or anything or a lapse in coverage. So like I said, just have to have credible health insurance, so from an active employer plan, not retiree coverage and not COBRA coverage. Very important to understand, those do not count as credible coverage. But as long as you have active employer coverage, you can enroll in a special enrollment period when you are 66, 76, 86, even 96, you can elect for that SEP. Important to understand, this gets a lot of people tripped up. If you decide to work past your 65th birthday, but then you retire while still in your initial enrollment period, so maybe you decide to retire 2 months after your 65th birthday, those initial enrollment period rules are going to take precedence over your special enrollment period. So if those two time periods overlap, your initial enrollment period rules will always trump your special enrollment period rules. Something to really think about if you're planning on retiring sometime around that 65th birthday. Now, say you did not enroll in Medicare at 65 and you do not qualify for a special enrollment period. So maybe you were on COBRA coverage for like 18 months or retiree coverage, and now you're ready to jump into Medicare. That's going to put you into the general enrollment period. So the general enrollment period happens every year from January 1st to March 31st with your Part B coverage beginning July 1st. And there's absolutely no budging on those dates. Those are set by CMS. You apply during those first 3 months of the year, and your coverage, no matter what, starts July 1st. The biggest drawback with the GEP is going to be a late enrollment penalty. So you will incur a penalty for the length of time past your 65th birthday that you did not have credible coverage and you delayed your Medicare enrollment. So if you were on COBRA from age 65 to 67 and now you want to enroll in Medicare, that is 2 years worth of penalty. It's going to be tacked onto your Part B premium. It's going to be a lifelong penalty, so it never goes away. And the longer you delay that Part B, the bigger the penalty gets. It's an accumulating rolling penalty. So it's going to add and add and add. So you want to make sure you have no gaps in coverage. Again, this one can get a little tricky. Say you work from age 65 to 67, you quit and stay on COBRA for 2 years, get a new job at 69 and pick up that health insurance, and then when you retire from that job, you want to get an SEP because you're retiring. That gap you had of COBRA for 2 years is going to make you ineligible for an SEP. So it's really important to understand how credible coverage works. If you have any questions, you can always call me, 833-65-JAMIE, because we want to make sure we get you set up to the right enrollment period so you don't A, miss a deadline, and B, incur a penalty that you don't need to be paying. Because those penalties, like I said, can get bigger and bigger the longer you delay them. And some people don't even realize they're incurring a penalty because they think, I have health insurance, why do I have a penalty? But Medicare is very specific on what they consider to be credible coverage. The other type of people that may qualify for Medicare are people who are under 65, but it's a very tight qualification and not everyone qualifies for it. So if you're on Social Security disability for 24 plus months, so 2 years, you can qualify for Medicare under age 65. Has to be 24 months, can't be 22, can't be just a year, 24 months under age 65, you can qualify for Medicare. The other people that can qualify for Medicare under age 65 are people with ALS or people with end-stage renal disease. If you were diagnosed with either of them, you skip that 24-month wait and you can get into Medicare right away under age 65. Anyone else, you must wait until you're age 65. So now we've got kind of the who and the when. What about the where and the how? Again, those two go hand in hand. When you're applying for original Medicare Parts A and B, there's pretty much 3 ways you can do it, and I'm going to tell you right now, in the time period we're in right now, there's really 2 ways to do it at this point. The first way, easiest way, highly recommend, do it online. So you can apply for Medicare through the Social Security website, so not through Medicare's website, but through Social Security, because why not make it super confusing? But on the Social Security website, you can create a My Social Security account and apply for your Medicare A and B. The application takes maybe 15 minutes. You can submit it, you will get a confirmation, and you will get a benefit verification letter within usually 2 to 3 weeks letting you know your application's been approved and here are your Medicare start dates. So I really like doing everything online because paper trail. You know you submitted your application, you know when it's processing, you know when it's approved. There's no, did I send that form in? What am I waiting for? Did they ever get it? When you do it online, you can track everything as it goes. Makes it so much easier. You don't have to deal with all the questions as to what am I missing. Easiest way to do it, online through the Social Security website. Have a really easy link for you. If you go to startpartb.com, there's a forwarding link. It's going to take you directly to the page on the Social Security website where you would apply for Medicare. So it's easy, hassle-free, shows you exactly what page to go to so you don't end up on the wrong section. There's a big blue button that says apply for Medicare, and all you have to do is create that My Social Security account and submit your application. Easiest way to track it. You can apply for Medicare only. Doesn't mean you have to apply for for your Social Security benefits. Also, you can do both or you can do just Medicare. It's really up to you. The second way is going to be to call Social Security. So you can absolutely call the Social Security office at 1-800-772-1213. Call Social Security, talk to a representative. They can walk you through submitting an application. So over the phone, they'll let you know what documents they need from you and you can send those in. They'll tell you exactly where to send them. It's a little bit busier than doing it online. You have to make sure you're not calling at a super busy time of day. Make sure you have a representative that can help you. It's a little bit more complex. I would say if you're tech savvy, online is absolutely the way to go. And the third option is going in person. So prior to 2020, that was a big way to get your Medicare A and B, was going into the Social Security office, hand delivering the forms, especially if you were doing an SEP, and getting it submitted in person and then waiting for your letter in the mail. Right now, unfortunately, all the offices are still closed. They are working remotely, so if you call your local office, you will get connected to someone, but you can't go in person to submit your forms. An alternative to that is they are taking forms via fax. So if you still have a fax machine, I had to look up pictures of what a fax machine was. I don't even remember at this point. But if you still have your fax machine, or if you go to a UPS store, they have fax machines, you can call your local office. They'll tell you exactly what forms you need, and you can fax those over for your Medicare A and B application. Again, I still think online is the easiest way because I like to keep track of it and know what's been submitted and what my status is. I think that's the easiest way. But again, if you're not tech savvy or you don't feel comfortable, you can always call either the main Social Security number or your local office and they'll help you get everything submitted. So that's for your A and B, right? That's all done through Social Security. Any additional coverage you want is no longer done through Social Security. So whether you're going with a Medicare supplement or a Medigap plan, which is what I do, you need a Part D drug plan, or even a Medicare Advantage plan, that's all done through private insurance carriers. So Social Security does not set you up with a Medigap plan. Medicare.gov will show you a list of Medicare supplement plans in terms of what each one covers, but that's not where you enroll. These are all done through private insurance companies or licensed agents like myself who work with a multitude of insurance companies and can help you find the best rate in your area. So when it comes to Medicare supplement plans, there's quite a few to go through, and I have lots of videos where I go over what your options are and what the coverage under each plan is, and I'm going to link my best Medicare supplement plans video below. But someone like me can help you definitely get set up in that to make sure that you've got all your coverage and you hit the ground running with no gaps, no lapse. Again, you can always call me. My number is 833-65-JAMIE, or you can visit my website, medicarebyjamie.com, and I'd be happy to send you a free Medicare supplement plan quote. There's no cost to you to work with me, and I'd be happy to go over everything. Same thing with Part D. Part D is a little bit trickier because it's a little bit more personalized. I also have a video where I go super in depth on picking a Part D plan, and I will also link that below. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Like I said, tell me what you did or didn't know about signing up for Medicare and what you were kind of surprised by. If you have any questions, you can always call me. Again, my number is 833-65-JAMIE, or you can also just send me a direct email at jamie@medicarebyjamie.com, and I'd be happy to work with you and go over all of your options. Thanks so much for watching.